Hello, hi everyone. Welcome to Spiritual World. This is Jean. As usual, you guys know that I like to read a lot of books, so I try to introduce you guys to more of a spiritual book this week. It's called Energy Strands by Denise Linn. And today's book is interesting because recently I've been introducing a lot of book when it comes to who you are as a person to understand your shadow self. So today's book is about when you are faced with a lot of toxicity, how do you manage with that? It's important for us to understand why this book is important. A lot of times we have different kind of emotion in our life. And it's important for us to reassess why we have different kind of emotions. And because that could create different kind of thought form, negative thought forms, thus is created like that. And thus we could have different kind of criticism, judgment, and negative thoughts toward other people. And when we have that, it creates a huge cord toward the other person. And that's creating a negative linkage toward another person. That's why this book is important. First of all, whenever we have negative criticism, we have negative judgment, and whenever we have different kind of negative thoughts that's popping through our head, it's important for us to understand. We will need to understand who we are inside. So a lot of times it's negativity that's inside of us that's not being processed. So if you learn to understand who you are, it allows for you to detach from these cords and thus weaken these ties. And sometimes once you fully let go, then the ties will just not exist. So the key is first to understand who you are. And sometimes if you understand the root cause of who you are as a human being, as who you are, your emotion states, it can uproot it. So let's say if someone says something mean to you and you don't have any judgment, no criticism, no negativity pent up to that, then how could the cord be attached to you? They cannot even hook onto you because it just doesn't exist. So from that end, sometimes it's important for us to be curious, fully reassess who you are as a person. Whenever those type of thoughts happen, analyze yourself. What is it inside of me that I need to reassess? Instead of pointing fingers, reassess who you are and let go of the situation. Once you let go, a lot of energy cords cannot attach to you. Now, sometimes in our day-to-day, we could be talking to strangers, acquaintance, colleague, whoever, whatever, and you could actually get attached by a cord. Sometimes you will feel the depletion of energy and you don't know why. You're like, now that's strange. I was on full energy and suddenly I feel like my energy got zapped out and you don't know why. And it does happen, especially for people that's more energy sensitive. They will feel it very often time. So the key whenever you have that kind of situation, it's important for you to visualize a pink rose in front of you and that person, and you visualize it in very deep detail how beautiful and beautiful this rose is, and it will alleviate the energy strands between you two, and thus it will create a much more of an alleviating effect. So inside of the book, the author actually said she used this method when she was talking to an acquaintance, and her child of 3 years old came out running from the room and saw the rose that she was visualizing. And she said, "Oh, mommy, look, did you see that pink rose?" And this is the power of visualization, how it will allow for us to fully recreate a better connection and protecting our energy better. Now, there is also the energy cutting cord method. Of course, this is a step-by-step. It does take quite a bit of a step to go through. And it's important for us to honor a lot of this cord cutting. Cord cutting, there is two methods that you could use. The cord cutting could involve a physical knife, or it could involve a non-physical knife. First step, when you do an energy cord cutting, what you have to do, you have to think about it like a ritual. So first, you have to go take a cold shower, or you could take a cold shower with salt and you scrub your body with it, or you could take a salt bath. And this allows to cleanse your body. Once you cleanse the body, it's important for you to hydrate yourself. You have to drink plenty of water. And then you can also do another way to have energized water. It's important, if you have energized water, is for you to bless the water. I think we've all heard about the water experiment. And then you just actually bless this water that you're about to drink, and you drink it. Or there's another way. You could take a glass of water, you could put it by the sunlight or put it by the moonlight for over 5 hours, and you ask it to be infused with heavenly energy, so it becomes a very energized water. I would suggest for you to place a lid on, okay? And after 5 hours, you could drink it. And once you drink it, you will feel much more rejuvenated and much more at ease. Then you have to place the list of people that you want to cut the cord with on an altar. If you don't have an altar, it's important for you to place it in front of a candle, and then you say, these are the people, okay? Once you do that, you go into a deep visualization. So you have to sit quietly, comfortably in a place that you feel at ease, at peace, and deep quiet. And once you're in that space, you just close your eyes and you deep breathe, and you visualize you're on top of a mountain. Once you visualize on top of a mountain, you visualize there's snow caps, or you can visualize where you're on the top of that mountain. You can see the seashore, you can see the sun, and you can see the beautiful cloud. And then from there, you could actually see where you are by yourself sitting. There's a pathway leading to you. Now, when you lead to that pathway, you're going to see the first person that's coming to you that you need to cut cord with. You will see the attachment of the cord. The cord could be of a vibrancy color. If it's a very beautiful, vibrant color, don't cut it. But if it's a gray and murky color, make sure to cut the cord out. And once you cut it out, sometimes it will feel hard to cut. It will cut, and unable to cut, you have to recut it again. But sometimes the knife will feel dull, and you have to take the knife and you have to place it on top of your head and allow the sunlight to actually resharpen the knife or the scissor that you take, and then you keep on cutting until it's fully cut. Once it's fully cut, then you actually thank this person that you have shared the experience with, and you actually thank them, and you actually stay very grateful. And you also have to say, what is yours, what is mine, and you gratefully thank them for this beautiful experience, and then you part your ways. There is also a longer version that I'm gonna place right here that you will actually see. Important for us to really thank the experience, because sometimes when we have a negative cord, sometimes it's a soul contract, sometimes it's you're not a victim in any type of situation, because in all moments you are here to experience something, and you cannot always say, oh, it's their responsibility. You have to understand you also have your part to play inside of it. You're not a poor victim. You should be responsible of your life. And from that end, you can actually cut the cord. But sometimes once you cut, it allows the person to come back. Sometimes it's because they want to have the energy back up. They still want to have that energy, or sometimes they come back and they have a better relation with you afterwards. Another thing that I need to say is, if you are using a physical knife, or if you're using a physical scissor, you use the same steps. The only difference is keep your eyes open. Do not hurt yourself when you're cutting the cord, because it's important. So make sure your eyes are popped open. Do not try to close your eyes and cut it. You don't know where you're cutting, right? So take care of yourself whenever you're doing this ritual. And this is what I wanted to share with you when it comes to the cord cutting with the book Energy Strands by Denise Linn. May you have a lovely, lovely week, everyone.